Hey guys, welcome to the final part of Shantae.
Oh no!
Oh no, the genie girl that looks so much like Risky Boots turned out to be Risky Boots. Who would have thought?
Oh no!
But she was so nice!
She found a way to pause her game and take our stones. The mad lady. How did you do it?
Did she ever tied up?
Yeah, she tied her up, and she also gagged her.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would gag her too. She can get on my nerves sometimes, says Risky.
The way it looked like she was just having like a big stomach ache or something there for a second.
Yeah, they don't show the rope, that's why. You don't see it until she breaks free.
Risky! Oh, my stomach!
So, yeah, the thing with this dungeon is that she realized, wait a minute, this is 3 times in a row where I try to get the stone, something happens, then Shantae gets it, so I'm just gonna let her do the heavy lifting for me and take the final one.
One eternity later.
She had to wait that long for it too, mind you. But we're at a point in the game now where we have all the transformations, so we get the remaining heart holders and fireflies before we go to the final area, so it's cleanup time.
Not that cleanup.
Yeah, we still have a lot left, too. Like, we have 2 transformation talismans we gotta get. We got a handful of heart holders left. I mean, at this point now, it's only 2. A couple of fireflies. But outside of that, not much. That's why the remaining portion of the game is only about 25 minutes. Well, playing it was like maybe 35 to 40. Wasn't really that bad. This game doesn't have that much to it, to be fair. It's pretty small, being a Game Boy Color game after all. But, you know, it's still a lot of content for a Game Boy Color game.
Man, it's so strange that a game like this started on the Game Boy Color. Like, it's like that's where it started.
Yeah. And then you had running jokes that started all the way back here, where this guy wants to see 2 women dance for him, and he gets so excited, he flies up in spikes and kills himself. It's like, wait a minute.
What were you saying, Amber? I'm sorry.
There's a lot of games that started off on the Game Boy that's really popular when you think about it. Like, you know, Pokemon for one, and
Yeah.
a couple others I can think of.
Yeah, there's a lot of series that got their start on Game Boy and then kind of continue from there. Shantae is one of those interesting game franchises, though, that got its start here, because Shantae has always been associated as more of a Nintendo thing, even though starting with Pirate's Curse, it went multi-platform pretty early on around that age. The game originally released on only Nintendo systems, but later got a PC port and then just got ported everywhere. Same for Risky's Revenge, and then starting with Half Genie Hero, it just became a multi-platform release going like from day one. Which is probably for the better, because, you know, get your game into more hands, the better when it comes to its overall player base.
Yeah. Staying exclusive for a franchise is always kind of a risky situation.
Yeah. I mean, it was years until this game finally got like a proper re-release too, because while it did see more people go back to play the original Shantae game when it got released on 3DS Virtual Console, it was still on just like one other system at that time. So now with the modern port of this being on the Switch, the PS4, PS5, I mean, that gives this game a lot more life now. So a lot more people can play it.
Which is the smart thing to do. Don't hold a game to one console if you don't have to.
Yeah, doubly so when this game can almost cost me my mortgage. So I would rather be able to pay about $10 for this kind of game. I don't want to pay $100 plus. It's not worth that much. I think $10 is a great price for this game. When you're starting to get to those used console prices, though, like with the used market on the Game Boy game, I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's really kind of why I stopped retro collecting.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. It's just too much money, and it's market saturated, and it's not fun anymore. Like, it used to be fun back when YouTube was kind of in its early days, like, when people didn't know about retro games as much, and people didn't see the value of these games when they watched like old videos and stuff like that. But like,
oh no, not again.
not again. But You know, it's just like retro consoles, like retro gaming collecting, isn't as fun as it used to because it's just too expensive. You have to have a lot of money to even bother.
Yeah, and it really depends on how rare that game was even considered at the time of its release. Because we take this game as a great example of that, where Shantae released right after the Game Boy Advance was out. So more people are focused on Game Boy Advance releases than Game Boy Color games, and it went under the radar. So it was a very limited printed game due to that, and because of that limited printing, the game's value like skyrocketed. You would never see cartridges of this loose go from any less than like $300. So depending on how rare even the game was at that time will dictate its use price now, and it's only gotten worse for a lot of games.
Yeah. Like, if I ever want to play like Tinkerbat Factory, I gotta just boot up Rare Replay at this point.
Yeah, a lot of older games now at least have seen some kind of modern re-release of some kind, whether it be a proper like port job or remaster or maybe an emulation collection of some kind. So a lot of the games people can think of from back in the day, you can actually get in some fashion on modern systems, which is really helpful. There are still some games I would love to see from these older game systems to get a proper release. Like another good one I would like to see at some point would be the Bomberman 64 series, because we got the Bomberman 64 game, like the first one, on Wii U Virtual Console, but now that's defunct. So that game's going to start going back up in price due to it. But also, its sequel, Second Attack, still cost you hundreds of dollars, and that game doesn't need a proper re-release as well. Because a lot of people say it's good, really worth going back to. You kind of can't, though, unless you sell an organ, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spider album.
Oh yeah, spider venom. Neat. Probably never going to use it. Attacking a spider is worthless, but thank you. It is a projectile, though, so it can be helpful. Some people really like to use it against the final boss, because then they can keep their distance.
But yeah, you hear it, Konami? Release a Bomberman collection.
Yeah, that would do really well. Because people would love to see a lot of those older games come back. Some of them are really, really obscure too, so trying to get those older games would cost you an arm and a leg.
I know Marley would be happy about it. I mean, we play Bomberman DS on the channel, so...
I mean, they're at least like giving Bomberman more attention over the years when they've done like Super Bomberman R for its like 33rd anniversary, because we don't we don't usually celebrate this, so we'll make this one special apparently. But then also, you know, making the online multiplayer version that unfortunately now is shut down.
Getting the sequel.
And then yeah, Super Bomberman R2, it's getting a sequel.
I'm actually kind of excited for that because I actually like Bomberman R.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Perfect talisman.
I wonder how they're gonna handle the online mode now that they defunct like the 64-player version.
Wasn't that only on Stadia though?
Yeah, but then it eventually did get a PC port, but it just didn't do all that well, I guess, after. Well, it got ported, I think, on everything, not just PC.
I thought it was just on Stadia. I was like, it's defunct because it's only on Stadia. I said, well, there's your answer why it got defunct.
Yeah, but it got ported like a year later, but even then, it never got the same traction. I think it's the default Super Bomberman R that game was based off of. And that game had a good amount of multiplayer modes, even after, like, post-launch.
Like, what, 64 players can play at once?
Yeah, it was set up almost like a Battle Royale style thing.
I don't care that I died.
I mean, I gotta go bend to the left anyways. Because we're almost done, actually, with every collectible. We gotta get another heart container, which is over in the desert section, and we gotta get the warp squid over in the second dungeon as well. But we're getting there.
There it is.
Yeah, now we have all 10 hearts. I really wish they refilled your health, though, to, like, actual heart containers from Zelda, because those pot shots are really getting to me.
You got full life, do you? Let me fix that for you.
You won't have full health while I'm here.
I find it interesting, though, like, this is how they handle the heart system in, like, this game, but then later Shantae games, they transform the warp squids into heart squids, and those are your collectibles you trade in to get health. So you could hold on to those and never get a health upgrade if you want to 100% the game, but not actually get the health. Because that actually is how they do it in a speedrun for, like, say, Pirate's Curse. They'll collect the heart squids, but they won't turn them in because you don't technically need to account for that 100% definition. Makes that final boss a pain, though. That thing hurts like a truck.
Yeah.
I've tried it. It's not fun.
Pirate's Curse is so much fun. I like that one.
Yeah, it's still probably my favorite in the whole series. It's really good. Which is so funny to say that because it is the only Shantae game she doesn't have her powers, though. It's like, oh yeah, the best one is the one where she doesn't have her actual transformation stuff. So it's not much of a Shantae game, is it?
You saying that just ended her, Lester. She couldn't take it no more.
Exactly. It's like, oh, now I'm irrelevant again. Reject Shantae, accept Risky.
Stop doing that!
Man, she gets sassier with every game over screen.
I'm guessing that wasn't actual text. You put that in there, didn't you?
Yeah, imagine if they actually said that in the game. I'm pretty sure there'd be some questions raised. She says, oops, you suck. Stop doing that. Man, I wonder... The writers do have some jokes in their back pockets they're pulling out today. Okay, so I'm putting in Warp Squid from like Dungeon 3, Dungeon 2, Dungeon 5. I hope they don't mind.
Yay. Now we got all of them.
But that's our final Town Warp song. This one could be one of your more useful ones, but once I'm done doing money grinding, I didn't really find much of a need to come back to a wasted town all the time, so it did kind of just become our last town. If anything, maybe save Bandit Town for last too if you don't think you're going to be going there much. At this point, we're just doing it to fill out that screen of dancing. But we also got all the fireflies, so let's get a reward for that.
What's our reward for it?
Well, for starters, light. But then second, and more importantly, one more dance. This one, though, is a healing dance. So you swap 10 gems for every heart that you need healed. So this is, in one way, a cheaper way to actually get health now, which is really nice. And now it has a use for those gems at the end of the game if you're not going to buy any more items. It kind of depends, though. I just recommend people don't worry about the fireflies and just get healing items if you don't care to 100% the game, because this dance is useful, but also not in a different way. It depends on how you're playing.
I mean, I could see a use for it in, like, if you're stuck in a dungeon or something and you're almost dead.
Yeah, and then have no healing items on you.
Yeah.
So it's really good once you get the dance for 100% sake, but it's not a thing you need to go out of your way for. But we're now getting told from Mimic that to figure out where Risky is, there's this telescope in the desert that we can use to track down her base of operations. And we could have actually gone to this telescope once we got the Harpy before getting the final stone. If you go here, the telescope's like, yeah, you're here too early, come back later. Like, you're literally just told it's too early for this. But now we can actually use this scope and find out where it is. But I love this line. I must first look through you. I hope you mean through my heart or soul or something. I swear everyone else has been doing the creepy thing.
Yeah.
And the telescope gets insulted.
Wording, it's important, people.
So that's just some island off in the distance, huh? Well, I feel like I could have found this like a long time ago. Why didn't I think of coming here earlier? Oh yeah, that's right, because I was told not to. Also, the telescope can teleport you there. That telescope is very, very powerful, apparently. Welcome to your final dungeon, in quotes. This is the Tinkerbat Factory. So, might as well just disguise myself. That's right, invading, nothing to see here. I'm one of you. Don't mind me. Just going postal against the rest of the Tinkerbats.
Risky, we got a minion to go on AWOL.
Ah, another Tuesday.
Oh, let me guess. This one wants more pay too? Take him out like the rest.
What's that? That minion has purple hair.
Is he trying to be different?
Yeah, you're just getting on my nerves. You know how much I hate purple hair.
Wait, Risky. Aren't you just purple? Quiet.
Oh, what is that brightness?
Oh yeah, I love Sonic Spinball.
It really does feel the same. You have to shoot yourself up to the ledge that's at the top right, but man, is that not easy to do. Excuse me, coming through, pardon me.
How many was on there? My gosh.
Enough.
Think I'm not bothering with the giant robot today.
Oh, hey, look, see? They have wings. They are bats. I swear. Like one of the few in the whole game you see with wings. And then we don't see them again until Pirates Curse. So yeah, you're supposed to use the spider or climb on these walls with Tinkerbat. You use Harpy. Just use Harpy. It's much simpler and easier and safer.
Perfecto.
Oh yes, I remember the pinball minigame in Shantae. Said no one.
Now I'm back to monkey.
Yeah, because you notice those, like, hype mazes we're going through. You can only go through these with the monkey, because you can't crouch in here with Shantae. Monkey's the only one small enough that can fit. Okay, Risky, hope you're ready. Coming in to talk about my wage increase. So, yeah, how did my Tinkerbats fail? A rebel. Oh, of course. It's always that one that wants to rebel against society. So now that she had all 4 stones, she did complete the steam machine and made it into a weapon. So now we gotta destroy it. The only way we can destroy this, though, is we must destroy the stones we were collecting along the way. Though that makes me think, why didn't we do these? Why didn't we do this once we got the stones? Would have saved us a lot of headache.
Yeah. What was the point of the whole entire game?
The idea was really that let's try to get these before Risky, so that we can save the steam machine and not have to destroy it. That way we can use it for good, but that just unfortunately did not come to be. Now the only way to really stop Risky is just to destroy the creation she made, along with Mimic's creation.
He's gonna be mad about it, though.
Shantae, I spent weeks on that.
I'm sorry, Mimic. I'm sorry. Destroy that gear. Now we got the burning one.
Gonna slash it up. It really helps we got Monkey Claw, as you can tell, because this is the best transformation. And now it's just this core. That's the actual steam machine. We must destroy it. Destroy steam with fire.
Oh my gosh.
What do you get when you mix fire and ice? Explosions. Wait, that's not how that works.
You get Sonic Boom.
So she's very upset we destroyed the Tinker Tank, so now she wants to gut us. Like, I'm gonna, like, cut your innards up into pieces. The most graphic she's ever gotten in the whole series.
Wow.
Very menacing. Doesn't like fireballs, though. So this fight can be a little annoying, because she's not always vulnerable to attacks. When she's just standing there, that's when you can hit her. When she's laughing or doing any of her attacks, she isn't really vulnerable. Well, sorry, wrong. You can hit her while laughing. It's just sometimes when she laughs like that, it happens so fast that it just might as well not count. The hitbox on the fight is it's really weird. You have to be ready to react. This is also why people do like using the spider venom, because you can just attack her from a distance, which can make things a little bit safer. But I would just recommend using fireballs as well. That's another good idea. Or pike balls if you couldn't afford fire. I love the torn up look she gets though, like halfway through the fight. She drops her hat, the leggings start to rip up. Like she looks like she's taking a lot of damage in the fight.
Yeah.
Actual details, that's nice.
Yeah, for a Game Boy game, mind you. This is a lot of work. There are like hundreds of sprites you gotta make for all this stuff. And now, since we defeated her, she's threatening to blow us up with the island. You will never leave here alive.
Uh-oh. It's time to escape.
Oh, what's this front door that lets me leave?
Yeah, convenient. It's harpy shaped. I can fit right through it. The self-destruct sequence, gotta escape.
Metroid.
Just hold the wall over here on your right. You're safe. Nothing will ever hit you over here. Safe spot. Instant victory.
This is literally the Metroid theme.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a Metroid sequence, so...
I know, but this is literally like the same, almost the same tune.
You're welcome, because that's not in the game.
Wait, what? Oh, did you make that?
He edited it in.
Yeah, no, that... no. Yeah, that is definitely not it. There's a different theme there. I do like the escape theme in this game, but of course we gotta make the Metroid reference because the game is not subtle. Get used to those in Shantae. They happen a lot.
I literally thought that was part of the game. I was like, this is literally the same theme as Metroid.
Yeah, shoutouts to a YouTube user named Loader for their Ridley 8-bit remix. It's really good. So now that we destroyed the steam machine and we saved Sequin Land, the genies that we also saved along the way, they're offering us a gift. Bring us to the genie realm to make us a full-blown genie. A thing that Shantae has been wanting for years. Now she can finally become a full-blown genie. Only trade-off, though, is that she can no longer be in the mortal realm, which means she's got to leave behind her friends.
Oh.
So, big decision. Leave your loved ones and become genie, or say no to the deal and stay home. She picks option B. She stays home. She can't give up the people she knows. This is a one-time offer, too. She will never get this offer again.
I need to protect it.
Have you seen this world? I'm leaving.
If I got this deal, I'm getting out. Shantae, what's wrong with you? Have you seen Bolo? Have you seen Roddy? Like, these two alone are the reason to go. Like, no, I love them too much. Okay, you do you. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna become the full-blown genie.
Yeah, can I get the offer?
So,
About your machine.
it was a Metroid sequence you went through, wasn't it? Yeah. Even heard the Ridley theme. Also, I got asked to become a full-blown genie after destroying your steam machine. Destroy my what?
You did what now?
Thankfully, he's not caring about it. He just wants to see Shantae safe. But unfortunately, though, the mayor overheard our conversation. And he's like, oh, you're half genie? Don't worry, you're still our hero. I don't care if you're half genie or not, though. You're still our champion. But can I get you at half price? Never change, Mayor. Never change.
Cheap skate.
And with that insulting comment out of the way, that is how we end the first Shantae game. Now get back to work, Tinkerbat! I will fan myself with this Dorito as you fix my house.
Dorito.
My golden Dorito.
That was such a cute little game.
It's a good start to a series that is still continuing to this day. The series, though, has gone through a lot of gaps after this point, though, because this game, when it came out, it was critically loved, but since it came out at a bad time, it was very obscure to most players, and it just went into, like, the cult classic realm, and just... it went dormant for many, many years until the DSiWare sequel came out, which was almost 10 years later. It was a big gap. I think it was like 7 to 8 years by the time the sequel actually came out.
When did this game come out? 2001?
This was a 2002 release. I believe Risky's Revenge was originally 2009.
So there was quite a gap then.
Yeah. Oh no, it was actually 2010. So yeah, I was right about 8 years between the games. And that was also because the sequel game was originally going to be a Game Boy Advance game, but then things were just not, I guess, easy at the time for them to develop, and the game just kept on getting pushed back and delayed. So then they finally got to release it on the DSiWare instead. But it is a good series. It's nowadays a series we see a lot more of, and I would say that's thanks to Pirate's Curse. And the first game is still fun, but I don't really recommend it to people if they want to try the series, because it is old, so, you know, it's aged. But it's still a fun game and a really solid Game Boy Color game on its own merits. I think it's worth going back to once you play the other games in the series.
Just don't start with this one.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's still fun.